He is the master of all frogs, and his name is Frogz, Master 595. Frogz, Master 595. Frogz, Master 595. Frogz, Master 595.
Hello everyone, it's Frogz Master 595 here. Look at that, I'm back because, okay everybody, Frog Show Season 5 is done because 50 episodes, 201 to 250. So Frog Show Season 5 is done. Would you look at that, we're already here. And it feels like a month, it really does. But, in all honesty, if we went back a month from now, the Frog Show Season 5 would not be going on. Though it was almost a month, but they never go on for a full month. You know, I don't want something like that to go on for that long. So, you know, that's kind of with the whole 2 episodes a day thing. But we're going to talk about Frog Show Season 5, okay? So, this was probably one of my more favorite seasons to do. My favorite season to do? Well, let's think about that. Well, you know, probably pretty close. I think my favorite season to do was still Season 1, even if that one was a little bit weirder, different from the other 4 seasons. But Season 5, that was probably like my second favorite to do. Frog Show Season 1 still being 1, probably because of Mo and Red, yeah, I don't know. But they're still not on their shelves. I gotta do that. They're under the bed, actually. That's where I put them every time. I need to put them under the bed where you can't see them. I'm going to get into a little thing about that soon here. But anyways, so the Frog Show Season 5, second favorite season to probably do. We're going to just talk about the little story here. So, in the beginning of it... oh, my voice. Yeah, something might be happening. It won't stop from videos, but may have to be a few videos where I'm not talking that much, because I might be getting sick. I don't know. Maybe it's just a little thing, you know, from yesterday, doing all the talking. Frog Show. Yeah, but, so for the beginning of it, they were, Maybell and friends, they were trying to get out of the room, sorry, the room that they were in when they were fighting Leela, the last villain. They were trying to get out of there. They finally did. And, you know, there was like force field blocking them from doing it. Something that Leela had done. And I think, you know, spoilers here, okay? Because, I mean, I'm talking about it, so it's pretty obvious here. Especially since these videos usually go on for a little bit long sometimes. Sometimes they go on for a little bit long. They're trying not to make it this long this time. But, yeah, they make it out of that storage room area. Then they're just in the normal downstairs area. They got to get out of there too, though, because Leela made this robot voice thing, and it was going to cause the whole downstairs to just blow up if they didn't get out. So they had to get out of there. Want to make it a little bit different of a beginning season start. So I did that. Those were also the only 2 episodes to actually feature the downstairs this time. Usually all the seasons have a lot of that. Well, Season 1, no. And, well, Season 2, yes, there is quite a bit of that. A lot, actually. Season 1, there was nothing, but not counting that. Season 5, really, just 2 episodes. Not that much. But they got out of there. And then in the 3rd episode, well, you know, they were down there for like a very little bit, and that's just seconds. But they were going up in the 3rd episode. You know, 3rd episode was called Up Again. So, you know that, you know, so they get back up in the 3rd episode, just checking around, making sure everything's fine. Then they head back into here at Gemmyland. Now, all the citizens are okay because Leela had nothing to do with these guys. She didn't even know about them, really. But obviously, all the guys over here were knocked out. But, you know, Maybell got them taken care of. Obviously, she has power, you know. So, yeah. So they're back here. Everything seems to be fine. But then, in the meantime, you know, there was the new villain for this season, Count Arch, main antagonist. Bit of a different villain. You see, like, he never, like, actually fought them. He never, like, really did major hurting them, really, for the most part. You know, not like he did anything just because, you know, he doesn't like them or anything. It's like, he doesn't do any of that. But he is still a villain, but it's for a different way. I wanted to make him different. It was more about the things that he said, the major things that he caused just to all the citizens, and just stuff like that, emotions and stuff. He caused that kind of thing, so that's the kind of villain he was. You can kind of, like, get him related to, like, old Disney villains. You know how some of them, like, don't have any power at all. They just kind of have their own ways of being evil. It's kind of like Count Arch, but it's a little bit different because Count Arch did do a little bit of harm. Because he's trying not to do that, but he did do a little bit, obviously. Spoilers here, big spoilers. There was something that Mabel's parents had done to him in the past. They were ruining his dream, which that's why his name was Count Arch, because he wanted to, you know, make things, he wanted to do things that were big, like arch, like kind of like, you know, arches are high up in the sky. Wanted to do big things, tall things, yeah. You get it, I think. That's why his name is Count Arch. Not his real name, that he always calls himself as that. Never really gave out his real name, but, you know, I don't know. He also mentioned about the Dry Bones thing, you know, Dry Bones Season 3, yeah. Yeah, he mentioned that he was lying, because he was. He was lying, you know, because Raven's minion. But, yeah, so, Count Arch said other stuff about his backstory in the final episode, about how bad it was in jail. The police were treating him way too bad than what they should have been, since Count Arch was just making, like, different choices and things that other people could do from other houses, you know? But these Gemmyland citizens, you know, they actually agreed with his thing, and that made it really bad, which Count Arch liked that. He liked that. He thought it was really good. Of course, Mabel didn't, so that's what makes Count Arch bad for there. But still, it's not like he's doing something that's, like, actually physically hurting anyone, or, yeah, just like that. Or, like, killing anyone, or anything like that. But Mabel's parents did do something to him in the past, and that caused Count Arch to decide to, well, you know, kill them. But yeah, Mabel's parents, they died. Kind of sad when you think about it, because, you know, they really wanted her to become a villain and everything, and then that didn't work because, you know, the whole Season 2 thing. She just had the good power in her all along. I'm not going through that. You probably know that, because Season 2, you know, there was a little bit more that had watched that season, so, you know, not most, but some of you know that, but, you know, you can watch Season 2, because it's in the playlist and all that. Whole playlist of each season, Frog Show. But, yeah, Mabel's parents got killed off by Count Arch because of something they did to him when he was doing his big dreams and stuff. They had called the police because they didn't like what he was doing, and that's how he got in jail, and then all that bad stuff that was too harsh to him, that they shouldn't have been that harsh to him, but they were. That's how the police were. They just thought of him as that bad, and, you know, that's how Count Arch's life was in prison. Pretty bad. And with the whole accusing thing, well, you know, Count Arch was saying that Mabel was that she was a irresponsible leader. So he's accusing of her of something that she's not doing right, you know. Now, Mabel had actually said in the final episode he's kind of right. You know, if you watch that, she says that Count Arch is kind of right with that. You'll see with that for Season 6, just a little bit of it. It's not going to go too major with that, but it is going to show a little bit with that, with Mabel thinking about that, with the whole responsible thing. You'll see, Season 6, there is obviously its own main thing, but, yeah. So, Count Arch, he did not die, they did not kill him, he left. He said that he wouldn't be doing this, explaining or, like, making other people from here or around Gemmyland or anywhere like that. He made a promise to Mabel saying that he wouldn't be anywhere around there, like presenting the thing that he had done here with that paper and all that he had. So, you know, so we decided to, you know, he left, and, you know, as long as it's not around Gemmyland or anywhere, Mabel was fine with that, as long as it wasn't anywhere around here, or around the main house that they're in, you know, this one. and just anywhere around this house, because, they can see outside, they can go outside. If not yet, maybe I'll make them, but that'd be cool, but I don't want to do it in the heat bugfest summer, though. Yeah, that'd be a nightmare. I wouldn't do that. Season 6 isn't going to have stuff like that, and still no for Season 7, because it'll still be a heat fest in Season 7. But, it'll be like 2 months till, Season 6 and all that. About 2 months. Well, a little bit later than that, actually. Maybe, like, really close to 3. Yeah, I guess it would be really close to 3. But, okay, though. Okay. Now, let's talk about the characters real quick. There's not much I have to talk about them, because I talked about Count Arch. Really the only thing. Just, there's a bunch of stuff with Count Arch. But I think, a good amount with him. For the other characters, Mini V2, not really his season. Well, we know his season was Season 3. I mean, he got a lot of screen time, but he did a little bit of stuff. He didn't really do anything for jokes. He was just there to help for this season, to be there. I know the whole name thing, that's gonna be Season 6, I promise. I'm trying to find a good episode for that. His name was Georgie. And then, then there's the It thing. That movie, the kid's name was Georgie. Yeah, might want to switch that. It'd be weird. It'd feel weird. So, you'll see with that. But, anyways, so Triggered. Triggered. He was a lot less in this season. You saw him a lot less because Season 2 and especially 3. There's so much Triggered, but this one he completely not in it that much. Now, he did kind of have his own little episode in episode 241, I think it was. He did make 2 jokes so that he can have his episode. And he did, say something in quite a good amount of episodes, but it was just a few things. So, yeah. And then Maybelle's parents, when they were still alive, they got more of the screen time. You saw them fighting certain people, certain bosses and stuff. Things that they were just fighting. You saw them do it. So that's mainly what they did. But you heard them talk more. Paco, this was kind of his season as well. Now, I know, when I said with each season it's for a character, I've kind of scrapped with that. It's not really that it's that character's season, but it's just a development for that character is just in that season. But that doesn't mean the season is about that character, because with the whole Paco thing I did, that was only 6 episodes. Not that much, but the episodes were kind of long. With the Paco thing, they were kind of more on the long side. But, Paco did get development, at least with, backstory and seeing what he was like through there. How his life was with, parents and stuff. You didn't see them, and you're not gonna, but, I don't need to show the parents for every character backstory. Triggered's and Maybelle's did. And Minnie B too, well, and, his mom's there now. So, yeah, let's move on to Monica now. So she was there for the fighting. Not as in it as much as Maybelle's 2 parents, I think. But she was fighting, she was helping a little bit more. Obviously, right from Minnie V2, of course, it's his mom. What do you expect? You do see her say that her pom-poms are actually mechanical, so she does have a bit of robot in her. That's a little thing for her that's something to know, but, and there's a bigger thing for Maybelle's parents with the thing that they did to Count Arch, but, yeah, but with Monica, there's the whole mechanical pom-poms thing, so that's something for her. Triggered nothing, because he just did, really, again, just there for humor. For this season. Season 4, of course, he got his stuff. But, yeah. So, Paco, Maybelle's 2 parents, Triggered, Monica, Twiggy down there. So Twiggy really did not do a lot here. Minnie B2 may have gotten more screen time than Twiggy. I don't know for sure. Twiggy really, obviously in Season 4, at the end at least, there was something with Twiggy that was learned, something that he had done with the whole Lilo La thing. You know what it is, and if you don't, then either go watch a couple final episodes or go watch the Talking About Frog Show Season 4, because I'm not going through that again. This is strictly Season 5, really. Because, yeah, the thing is, the video. But Twiggy didn't really do that much here. He helped fight a little bit, but Twiggy just really, really did not do a lot. So, yeah, that's basically it for, like, you know, those characters. But Count Arch's minions, Blit and Vlad, there is them. So, you know, they do get a good amount of screen time. Well, yeah, they do get a good amount of screen time because, you know, if they fight them both twice, so they do get quite a lot. But still, there's still a lot of episodes where they're not in it at all. And Count Arch is, but you know, they're not really doing anything. So, you know, they don't have as much as Count Arch. They may have more than Maybell. Maybe not. I'm not too sure. Probably not, I'd say. But Blit and Vlad, you know, Vlad is basically the dumb one. But, you know, he's still strong. And then Vlad, the smart one, and is strong too. So Vlad does have an advantage. He is strong. And he is proven to maybe be a little more stronger than Vlad, possibly. I mean, Vlad can do some interesting things, so I don't know who is stronger. Who knows? But, you know, Vlad and Vlad, they did have their kind of big thing at the end where, yeah, who's the final battle going to be? It's going to be Vlad. Yeah, it's going to be Vlad because that's who it was. It was Vlad. Vlad and Vlad were once one together, one whole person, but then they split themselves because they wanted to be minions for someone. They just felt like that'd be a cool idea. And then they went with Count Arch, but they thought Count Arch was going to be the, you know, the what most villains would be type, where they want to do, like, dangerous stuff. But no, Count Arch wasn't like that, and they started not to like him, so at the end, you know, they decided to go into the one whole thing and, yeah, go back to their just one self, which is, you know, name is Blood. And, you know, they fought Blood, they took care of Blood. Blood didn't do any, like, actual killings. Count Arch had, you know, done the Maybell's parents thing, where he killed them. But Blood still, Blood was taking power out of them. You know, that's what he really wanted. So, you know, you did get to see it, you know, for a little bit. You know, you saw Blood, you got to see a person that was acting like a normal villain. But, yeah. So, for anything else was really the story, you know, there was just Count Arch and his two minions coming into here once his minions were united with Count Arch, and then, you know, Count Arch went, you know, he came in here, and then all the stuff that he was saying, all the stuff that he had just talked about did, and what his minions had did, what they were, you know, they were trying to fight without Count Arch knowing, because obviously Count Arch doesn't want his minions to be fighting. He doesn't want to actually hurt these guys, besides Mabel's parents, because of, you know, them messing up his backstory, but Count Arch doesn't actually want that to actually happen. But, of course, the Blit and Vlad had knocked out Count Arch a few times, and then they were able to fight, and Count Arch got mad, told him to stop. They wouldn't, but eventually Count Arch wasn't getting knocked out anymore, and they took care of Blood. Bad Blood. So there, he's obviously dead. Obviously, you know. But, anyways, so for the little bit rest of the story here that I guess I can talk about, because I don't need to talk about everything, just the major stuff. Video is still long, though. Would you look at that? Whatever. But, so, the last thing here with Paco's story, you know how the Captain Spot, he wanted to start a whole pirate crew thing, and he found some crew members, and then they got in his ship that he had built, that the Captain Spot built, the big blue bucket, yeah. And, you know, there was the shipmates like Monkey Man, Purpley Wurpley, Zombie, Alfred, Leisha, Valan, which was Count Arch back then. He was a pirate at one time, yeah, would you look at that. And Paco had just not remembered, but then he did once he, you know, had talked about the story and looked at Count Arch. He knew then. But he was also thinking it may have been a different Eevee, because, you know, Count Arch is an Eevee. and that Vlan was an EV2 once he revealed himself. And he did the joke reveal with that, you know, Mario plush. Boom Boom, yeah, that. You know, I was just to trick you up there, but yeah. So, you know, with the shipmates, they were just mostly being friendly. Zombie was a little bit rude to Paco. Vlan was rude to Paco, but again, he didn't, like, physically hurt him. Now, Vlan did hurt Zombie, but that was because Vlan really wanted the loot, you know? Loot, treasure, yeah. Vlan wanted that, or aka Count Arch wanted that. So he did do it, but he didn't mean to kill Zombie, because yes, Zombie died from that, and Purpley Wurpley died, Monkey Man died, Leisha died, all the crew members had died except for Paco, even Captain Spot died. But it turns out a few didn't, because they actually then went to Count Arch's side later in time, right now, and then they fought Maybell and his friends, you know, because Paco was there, so they're gonna want to take down Paco and his friends too, you know. So, and that was Alfred, one of the crew members. They're all crew members. Alfred, Zombie, and Purpley Wurpley. But the other ones that weren't seen, they were in fact dead. They were dead. Just so you know, they were actually dead. So, yeah. Now that that's said, that's basically it, I think. For the two new people they met, I guess I could say this. Chihuahua, yeah, he's here. And down there, yeah, the mascot guy, who's still in a bit of a rough shape, I guess you could say, because he's still not working right. I don't know what that is. It must be a wire. But, yeah. That's basically it, I think. This is quite a long video. Wow. Woohoo. I'll make another one today. I probably should. The box from the Chihuahua. There's this whole thing with the boxes, but I'm not going to go through that. That's basically it for the Frog Show Season 5 and what's talked about it. This video has to end. Colton, I know that this sucks, but I don't really want to cut this out, but not everyone's going to watch this, and we know that, but guess it's fine, okay. Alright, then, okay. Peace for now. Yeah, okay. Peace.